Hello again, everybody. Zach Attack is here with my TNA Impact Wrestling review for tonight. Thursday, November the 7th, 2013. Goes live from Cincinnati, Ohio. Another lot of matches tonight on Impact. Only 4. Well, 3 with real endings because we had a disqualification during one of the matches, which I'll explain. Excuse me. But we had a tournament start off tonight. TNA tournament kicking off tonight with a decent main event tonight. And we have, as you saw by the out of this video, one group looked like they were going to break up. And eventually, well, we would see what happened there. But another group did indeed break up tonight, as you see by my title. Main Event Mafia on hiatus. Sting came out to state the state of the Main Event Mafia. Of course, we all know that Sting is not in the tournament for the title, but Magnus, Samoa Joe, and they all, Sting and Angle. Angle, Magnus, and Joe are all in the tournament. Sting isn't. Especially since Sting got eliminated from that tournament gauntlet by Magnus to get the 8th spot in that tournament. So, Sting's like, hey guys, Main Event Mafia, we always stick by each other, right? You know, we're united. We made this club for a reason to get rid of Aces and Eights. But if Aces and Eights breaking apart, it's time for us to focus on ourselves. That's the thing. We're united, but right now our hands are in different spaces. Magnus wants to be the world champ. Angle wants redemption from losing a lot and not accepting the Hall of Fame. Joe wants to be champ again. They all want to be champ again, those three. Magnus, Joe, and Angle. So the Main Event Mafia decided to split up. And Magnus like, I don't care who I have to go through. Even have to go through you, Angle. Especially since Joe has to face Magnus. Magnus is facing Samoa Joe in the first round of that tournament. So Main Event Mafia members may have to go up against each other. Especially if Angle wins his match against Aries. You look at the brackets. If Angle beats Aries, he has to be one of his fellow Main Event Mafia members to get to the finals. And he wants to face one man in that final. Bobby Roode. Of course, their feud heated up. Last week's main event between them two were pretty good despite the ending of Angle being knocked out. Despite Doctor's orders not to wrestle, Angle wrestled anyway last week. And he's got some great news, but just before he was about to break that news, here comes Bobby Roode saying, Angle, you don't have the guts to say you lost. You were making excuses. You lost to me twice about going in last week. And Angle's like, Roode, I don't want to wait till I get you in the finals if I even get to the finals. Boom, we would see this many times tonight. Angle and Roode going head to head against each other and just brawling. Like, the opening segment was pretty good though. I like this segment. With Angle and Roode getting involved and just like referees and all the officials were trying to break them up and they couldn't get off of each other. They couldn't not want to get their hands on each other. They tried to separate them, but they couldn't separate them long enough to get them back in the fray again. Even Cass and Daniels tried to separate them. And that didn't work. And like I said, Angle and Roode would collide many times during the evening. Roode would call out Angle at one point. Angle would call out Roode. Even Austin Aries got involved in that last brawl since Aries taking on Angle, like I said, next week in the first round. Angle's so frustrated and fixated on Roode. He's not fixated on his opponent for next week, Aries. The many has to go through to get to the semis, to get to the possible final with Roode. If Roode makes it to the final two, Roode takes on James Storm in his bracket. So, by the way, Angles and Aries spinning the wheel Dixie, and they're going to be a submission match next week. So after the whole Angle Bobby Roode brouhaha the first time during the opening segment, Cass and Daniels were in the ring after separating Roode and Angle, and they saw Pac-Man Jones in the crowd. Of course, Adam Pac-Man Jones, a former TNA Tag Team Champion, was in the crowd tonight with one of his fellow Cincinnati Bengals teammates, the Quinn Evans. And Bad Influence got into the barricade, like got in front of the barricade in front row where Daquan and Mr. Pac-Man was sitting. They got into each other's faces, got into a shoving match, and you got involved in a bump to another impromptu fight in the ring with the Quad Evans and Pac-Man beating the crap out of Bad Influence in the ring, which led towards the Quad Evans and Pac-Man stereo slamming both Kaz and Daniels at the same time. That was very interesting. So, like, I kind of diss the fact that Pac-Man Jones was the former title holder that Dixie had come to Impact this week. They should have just said Pac-Man's coming. They should have not said, oh, we're going to have a world title holder come show up. Like, teasing that they're going to be a former champion, making everyone think it's going to be somebody big, right? Up being Pac-Man Jones. You just said Pac-Man's coming instead of teasing it. Looking like it was going to be somebody better, which it wasn't. So there you go. Decent, crazy opening segment. Rude and Angle going to get on. Main Event Mafia going on hiatus. In Pac-Man Jones and the Quad Evans getting some peace of Bad Influence. This wouldn't be the last we see of Bad Influence tonight, though. They got involved in another impromptu tag match later on in the evening. Now, with our first matchup, triple threat match. Number one contenders match for the Knockouts title. Velvet Sky, ODB, and Miss Taskmaster, Brooke Taskmaster. The match started out wild and crazy with a lot of double moves. ODB getting the double Bronco Buster on both Velvet and Brooke. And even starting out the match before that, Bronco Buster, Brooke and Velvet was trying to like little, like, can you top this with the poses? With, letting the pinches loose. The ODB beat him up on both. Which, like I said, segued towards the Bronco Buster double. And even a double suplex attempt was done at one point by, I think, ODB on Brooke and Velvet. But we would have company, the Knockouts champ and her bodyguard, her security, her insurance policy, what made you call her. Lady Tappa came out to observe. Or in other words, distract. The distractions almost distracted both ODB and Velvet throughout the match. They both distracted ODB and Velvet doing various points in the match, almost costing them at one point or another the match. And it was kind of a decent Knockouts matchup, better than Divas, like I've said many, many times. And, like I said, Velvet, like, each woman had an advantage. Like, each woman had a chance to win it. Especially, like, Brooke getting some decent moves in, shaking it up. Like I said, Velvet and ODB almost having the point to win to, of course, Top and Gail would distract. But indeed, near towards the ending, as Velvet was in the driver's seat at one point, ready to nail the in-your-face to Brooke. Here comes Gail and Lady Tappa interfering, causing a no contest, which led to Lady Tappa delivering a big move to Brooke, while Gail making Miss Velvet eat the feet, leaving ODB to face off against Miss Tappa, which Tappa laid out ODB with a little finishing move, laying out all three women, Gail and Tappa. And Gail's like, this is my competition? There is no competition left for me and TNA. I beat every one of these girls. So I'm taking all three of these out. I don't want to face any of these women. That's why I made this match no contest. I'm issuing an open challenge to any female outside of TNA to face me in an untitled match. But if they would be able to beat me, whoever that woman shall accept this challenge, they will get a future title match. So there you go. Gail Kim interrupts this triple threat match, makes it a no contest, wants new competition, making an open challenge to any female outside of TNA. Now, like I said, our beginning segment involved the hiatus for Main Event Mafia going on hiatus. Where it looked like another group was going to break up, the group that Main Event Mafia wanted to break up for months now. And we've seen the tension built within the last couple of weeks and months, especially with Anderson getting involved in the business, wanting a piece of Bully Ray. Of course, I'm referring to Aces and Eights. Where after Anderson talked backstage with Nux and Bischoff, breaks off him Nux like, listen, we are sick and tired of your shit, Bully Ray. You say everything's for the club, everything's about you. We haven't had a vote in a while. So let's have a public vote to vote on the future of the Aces and Eights. It involved Taz as well. So Taz and Bischoff and Nux came out and Bully Ray came out and like, all right, let's vote, guys. Even Anderson came out to at least observe this possible breakup of Ace and Ace. And boy, let's say they got us good. This whole setup was just perfect. No, like Bully Ray was like, Bischoff and Nux, you guys vote, and Bischoff and Nux, they looked passionate and said, I'm done, we're done with this shit. They took their cuts off, they walked off, and Bully's like, it's gonna be a tie, because Taz is gonna be on my side. And if it's a tie, the tie is with the president, and Ace and Ace moves on. But Taz is like, listen, you bully, I'm sick of you too. And Taz laughed too, and Taz, this whole situation, Taz took his jacket off, and Bully's like, put it back on, and Taz is like, make me, and the crowd was going nuts, and it looked like we were going to have a physical confrontation between Taz and Bully Ray at one point. But then Bully Ray berated Anderson, saying, it's all your fault, the Ace and Ace. All this Ray. And Anderson's like, all I want is a match. Not just a match, but a fight against you, Bully. And it's official. You and me, Bully. Turning point in 2 weeks in Orlando when the Impact Zone is back in Orlando. But Bully Ray's like, Anderson, you admire and you idolize Stone Cold Steve Austin so much. You forgot the important rule. Don't trust anybody. Bam! Right from behind, Nux and Bischoff attacked Anderson. This whole breakup vote was a setup to get Anderson. And Taz put on his cut. It was a hoax. It was a setup. Setting up Anderson to get whipped by a Bully Ray in the chain. And that's when Bully Ray said, don't trust anybody. I knew exactly what he was going to say after he said, you like Austin so much, but you forgot the golden rule. Don't trust anybody. I knew they was going to say that. So anyway, Ace and Ace, I fell for it. I really thought Ace and Ace were finally done. We're finally going to get rid of these fuckers. But unfortunately, they're still around. But it was a perfect setup, though. The way they set up the voting, it looked genuine. It looked like they were finally going to break up. But it was a setup to get in Anderson to get his ass whooping. To set up the match between Bully Ray and Anderson. The no disqualification fight at Turning Point in 2 weeks. So there you go. Now, our next matchup involving EC3, Ethan Carter III. Where it looked like Ethan Carter was going to finally face some stiff competition. Somebody that's not a jobber. Because he was going to pick his opponent. But no, he decided to do like his auntie does for him. Picks jobber opponents. He picked Dewey Barnes. God, is he ever going to face real competition? They're saying he's 5-0. Well, he was 5-0 because, like I said, easy squash win against Dewey Barnes. I like his finish, though. The 1%, that's a decent move there. He's got good physique, but what's that he looks against real competition, not these fucking jobbers. I said that last week, too. But he won at Mount Pleasant last week at the house show in Mount Pleasant, Michigan at Soaring Eagle. So, and like I said, Dewey did try to offset. He looked okay in the middle of the match. He did try to show some offense in, but of course, should have expected one push, one sub, which set up the 1% finish and a 1-2-3 squash victory for Ethan Carter, third EC3. Hopefully, Ethan Carter can face some good competition, real competition, not these fucking jobbers. I know they're trying to build them up to make them look good against these jobbers, then go up against big competition. But 5 weeks already, can we please get some real competition for Ethan, not these fucking jobbers? Like, Little Fans against Eric Young or somebody. At least a jobber that's not a throwaway talent. Speaking of Eric Young, like I said, we had an impromptu tag match involving Bad Influence. Bad Influence, seeing their confrontation with the Bengals wasn't the only involvement. Like I said, an impromptu tag match involving a backstage segment involving them and Joseph Park and Eli. With Abyss not there tonight, since the guy who plays Abyss decided to wear the Joseph Park costume instead of the Abyss costume tonight. Once again, Abyss, Joseph Park, same person. Anyway, Bad Influence bullied him. Bullied Joseph, which set up the match. Bad Influence against Joseph Park and Eli. God, Eli with the flip, the handstand on the Turnbuckle. God, that was kind of silly, but Joseph Punk and Eli were goofing out because they had the advantage. There's a quick tag work and double team work, and they were really giving it to Bad Influence in the beginning of the matchup. But one trip by Daniels would set up one big hit on Eli on the canvas, would led towards Bad Influence doing what they do best, getting the advantage, isolating Eric, double teaming themselves, and quick tag until Joseph Punk got the high tag, and it looked like JY, EY, and JP were going to get the victory. Even at one point, with Mr. Punk putting on a Boston Crab on Kaz until Daniels hits him from behind to break up the hold. But then as Kaz and Mr. Punk was in the ring, EY and Daniels were outside the ring, and Daniels took out EY. He was trying to hit Joseph Punk, even tried to hit him with the hammer from the ring bell, but referee stopped him from doing that. The referee got distracted a bit with AY and stopped. So Daniels grabbed this appletini. I thought he was going to do like James Storm does. Drink the appletini, then spit it in the face of Joseph Punk. Instead, he grabbed the appletini cup, drank a little bit of it, grabbed the rest of the tea in the cup, threw it on Joseph Punk, blinding him, setting up Kaz to get the 1-2-3 victory. So with a little help from the appletini, Kaz and Daniels steal the victory over EY and Joseph Punk. An okay tag team affair. Now, before main event, that's when, like I said, the second altercation between Bobby Roode and Angle would take place. Before main event, and that's when Austin Aries got involved. And of course, Angle and Roode had to be separated again. And even Aries wanted a piece of Roode as well. And now after that little boo-ha-ha, on with the main event. The first match, the opening match of the opening round of the TNA World Title Tournament. We even saw a clip of the former champ, AJ Styles. Even though he's no longer contracted in storyline, he's still making videos in TNA, including saying he's defending his title in Mexico, in the AAA organization. That's what I'm guessing. I said it on my preview. I said it last week, and I'll say it again. I'd say whoever wins the championship, AJ's going to come back like CM Punk did when he left the company with the belt in 2011. That's what I think. Then we're going to have a new champion, then AJ comes back. We have two champions and a title unification match at one point. Not turning point, but still. So first match, opening round, Jeff Hardy taking on Chris Sabin and Full Metal Mayhem. Nice to see Hardy without all the face paint for once, and not the face paint on the eyes too. I like this match. I wish it was more violent, but for what it was a pretty good main event. Pretty decent main event. I like the use of weapons in this. There was a lot of sick spots in this match involving Sabin. Sabin was on it tonight. You know, I think Sabin looked very good tonight. That moving on the middle rope against Hardy on the ladder, like a little upside down neck breaker type move, like a reverse powerbomb type move, some sort of sick move on the ladder. That was kind of sick. And a lot of weapons used. There was one move, and Hardy was on the Tree of Woe, and Sabin was on the top, and Hardy, while upside down, he flipped upside down and hit Sabin with the chair. And there was one little funny spot, too. You saw a lot of tables used. There was one funny spot when Hardy was trying to set up a table. He was trying to take down a table. He was trying to take it down and put it in the ring. One of the table hinges fell off. That was funny when one of the table hinges fell off as Hardy was trying to set it down and put it in the ring. That was kind of a funny spot. Punch Mania! Anyway, we did see a lot of tables being used, including Hardy was going for a frog splash movement towards the match until Sabin got out of it, and Hardy basically crashed and burned with nobody home. And like I said, pretty decent matchup. Some great spots with the ladders. Ladder was used, especially for the ending. And great counters like Sabin going for her, Karana counting a move, and then great counters from both Sabin and Hardy. Like I said, Hardy going for the poetry in motion, and then Sabin countered it. And like I said, Sabin went for his own move on the top too. Like I said, Hardy was going for a move on the top until Saban got out of it, and that's when I said when Hardy crashed in mud. But also maybe towards the end of the match, Saban was going up the top to a prone Hardy on a table. But as Saban was going for his big move on a prone Hardy, Hardy put his feet up as Saban hit the table. Both men impacted on the table with more impact on Saban since Hardy put the feet up, put his knees up. So then Hardy was going to set up a ladder for his big move off the ladder. I thought he was going to go for a front. I was predicting Hardy was going to do one of two things on the ladder. Either swanton off the ladder, or what he did. Leapfrogged off the ladder. So he leapfrogged off the ladder with a swanton bomb following the twist of fate, setting up that move with Hardy going up the ladder. Looked like a leapfrog, but it may not be a swanton off the ladder. And that set up the 1, 2, 3 victory for Jeff Hardy, advancing into the tournament. Of course, the winner of that match will face the winner of Storm and Wood. But next week, it's going to be Aries and Angle in a submission match. So there you go. Decent matchup. Great spots in this match. Decent action from Saban and Hardy. I like these two guys. I respect both their work, and I think it was a decent match. I wish it was more violent and more blood. At least I wish there was some blood in this match, but still. Decent main event. Hardy wins. He advances to the second round of the TNA title tournament. One step closer to once again being TNA World Champion. Sad Saban got out in the first round, but hey, you're facing up against Hardy. And the fans love Hardy. Great effort from Saban, though. Decent performance from Saban. But Hardy got the victory. That is it for my TNA Impact Wrestling review for tonight. I'll see you all later. With that in mind, you've all been attacked by the review from Zach. Thank you for watching. Have a great weekend, everybody. Yes, yes.